because everybody deserves to make money doing this.
Everyone deserves to get paid.
I think that's a conversation that needs to be happening more within DIY. As I
Right.
mentioned before, money always seemed kind of taboo.
Yeah.
And I think that mindset really held me back a lot, especially in my first few years in the community.
Right.
Thinking that I shouldn't charge, too much for a t-shirt or charge too much for a show and whatnot,
Right. I definitely charge more for tickets than I used to because everyone deserves to get paid. I try to make sure everyone gets paid at least something.
Totally. And I think
and then there are some bands in the DIY scene who won't accept money. They'll make me give it to the touring band.
Yeah, I mean that's cool if that's your thing. Yeah. Absolutely.
I remember that came up when I did the 3-year anniversary for the podcast.
Yeah.
And I was on that panel and I mentioned that, and I remember some other people on the panel could not believe that that's a thing that happened.
Yeah, it's a very different mindset when it comes to different genres of music. Like people coming up in the hip hop community, they kind of expect to throw money at a lot of things. They're throwing money at production, studio time, beats. It's not even common or always looked down upon to actually pay for time slots on shows.
Yeah.
In some aspects of the rap community. Whereas in punk or rock, that's completely fucking absurd.
Right. Pay to play is very looked down upon.
Yeah, but even pay to play in the rock spectrum, I look at it most like a ticket-based structure. I always look at that as a promote to play, not necessarily a pay to play.
Depends on the structure of it.
Yeah, I mean,
some of it is pay to play and then some of it is sell tickets, and then I think when the promoter makes them pay for the tickets they didn't sell, I think that is unacceptable.
Sure.
But I don't think it's wrong for a band to be given tickets to sell,
No, and especially if they're going to get a little bit of a cut from it.
Right.
There's been times when Greywalker has played shows where we sell tickets, we get $2 or $3 a ticket, and I know for a fact that we sold so many tickets, we made more off our ticket sales than some of the guarantees for the bands.
Yeah.
Just because, I mean, it's our market. We're here, and then that's why you ask locals to play your shows.
Yeah.
Because technically they're supposed to get people in the door.
Right.
And I think a lot of times local bands forget that responsibility when opening up for bands on tour. If you're in this metal band and your favorite, one of your favorite metal bands that you can't believe you're opening up for is coming through town, they're not asking for local support out of the kindness of their heart. They need more people in the door.
Right.
And they're asking you to you're assuming that responsibility by taking the slot.
Yeah.
It's a very rare circumstance that they're going to be hanging out in the crowd, see your band and be like, you guys are tight, come on tour with us. You know what I mean? They're probably not even going to watch you guys. I saw
that happen once though.
Oh yeah?
It was amazing.
Sick.
I was at a show in Richmond and I was seeing, it was Bomb the Music Industry and Rick Johnson Rock and Roll Machine. And this guy opened up, he was a solo, one-man band. He had playing drums and guitar at the same time kind of thing going on. And they liked him so much, they literally asked him to come with him on tour at the end of the show, and he went with them. And then Jeff from Bomb the Music Industry, Jeff Rosenstock, ended up putting out his record.
Well, I mean...
But it's very rare that
people like Jeff Rosenstock are rare fucking souls in this world.
This is true. I look up to Jeff Rosenstock a lot.
Yeah, it makes no as soon as you said it was Bomb the Music Industry was on the show, I was like, well, fucking of course,
it would be him.
Yeah, that's a different thing, but there needs to be more people like that.
Yeah,
and the only way that you get to be in that only way you really get to be that kind of person is by giving other people the opportunities around you and making sure the scene around you grows in some way. And I think that's a thing going back to the money discussion where, it's if we're charging a little bit more at the door, you do understand that's just going back into this, you know what I mean? That's not going into some nebulous fund of Target's net income or Aldi or whatever, you know what I mean? It's going back into this venue so we could keep having shows here. It's going back into your pocket so you can at least be financially incentivized to keep promoting shows so
Right.
bands continue to have a place to come and grow. And if you're paying a little bit more for a t-shirt, like that's money that's going to feed that band, put gas in their tank,
Right.
or help them just keep the ship going.
Yeah, it's all going to the support of the artist.
Yeah.
In theory, hopefully.
Mhm.
I mean, I do it that way, but I don't know. I can't speak for every promoter
Well,
out
no,
there.
it's always different, but I think that's